guys, the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. We've seen it a little early. I have not yet got my Christmas stuff out of the, because I was thinking, I'll wear a hat. I was thinking, oh man, I don't want to get all this shit yet.
It's too soon.
So we got to see it a little early. And so we're going to do a review for it here. Is it something that you guys should watch? It's a special, so it's not a movie, but yet it uses all of the cast and characters. It's in live action. It's only 41 minutes with credits. What is this? Is it worth it? It reminds me, if we're talking Disney, the other holiday special of Star Wars.
The Chewbacca one?
Really bad, yes. What is it, Life Day or something like that? I don't know. It was terrible, an oddity, curiosity which George Lucas tried to destroy and bury. Instead, this version here from the MCU is one that I think is excellent and should not be destroyed and buried, but should be shared. I really, really liked it. I thought that it hit everything that it needed to hit, right? It's a holiday special. What do you expect from it? I expect it to be funny. I expect it to have some good music and Christmassy, basically, and have, some good messages, some touching, some Christmas spirit. Mm-hmm. And I think this had all of that in spades. The cast don't miss a beat. It's very funny. And I like the fact that we focus on two characters that are mainly side characters in other movies. They get a few funny side jokes. But here, it mainly focuses on Mantis and Drax. And I like to see an adventure between Mantis and Drax. I think the way Mantis talks is funny to me. I know this is just over the top. And then obviously Drax, that takes everything so fucking literally and loves carnage, is a odd couple that really works. So essentially, what is this? Well, Peter is obviously depressed from all the events that have been happening in the MCU. Plus, he fucked it all up. Remember, he is responsible for the Avengers. The Thanos thing, and so they're like, okay, and he lost Gamora, so he had. This is the period where he in between there, and so they try to cheer him up by. Well, hold on. Let's do non-spoilers and then we'll do spoilers. Okay. So they tried to get him a gift, okay? They're like, and remember, this is Drax and Mantis we're talking about. They have to come up with an idea that they think that he would like very much, and hilarity ensues. And I think that it was very funny. It's one of those things that, you write down, it looks funnier on paper than it might actually have been executed. But I actually think it was executed up to the level that it's, when you hear it out loud. And this is something that it's very memey, and people have mentioned this gift a few times in pop culture. So I think it works. And also, it actually does tie into Star-Lord's backstory, because this gift has been mentioned as something that he does like. And boy, they went hard in it, and I think it worked. What do you guys think of the holiday Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special?
I don't think it was bad. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I liked the chemistry between Drax and Mantis. It was pretty funny. They were both like fish out of water when they were to go to Earth. They had some good moments there. Had a good Christmas message. It was enjoyable watch. I liked it.
Yeah, I agree with pretty good. It was pretty good. I don't think I found it as funny as you did. But I mean, they're a great, odd couple going about. They had a good time, and so you can't help but at least smile when they're doing crazy things and trying to experience new stuff. So even if you're a fucking Scrooge like me, it's pretty enjoyable.
Hey, all right there. So. Basically, everybody gets a segment here. Sometimes I was like, fuck, man, I wish the whole crew was back in action. That's not what it is. It is, a story of Drax and Mantis getting a present for Peter, and then hijinks ensue. And so I think that it nailed that, and it was, upbeat, funny, and fun, and Christmassy. So I think it hits where it needs to hit. Let's go ahead and give it a rating out of 10, and then we can jump into spoilers and talk about what the actual gift was.
I'm gonna say it was. I'm probably gonna give it a 6. I did like it, but it was kind of cheesy, but it's supposed to be. But there was some moments it's just like rolling my eyes, but it's whatever. So I'm gonna go with the 6.
Yeah, I can see that. I think I'm also going to go with the 6. I think it's probably better than I'm rating it because I don't think we are the target audience. This is definitely something you want to sit down with your kids and you're gonna have a good time watching it. But it was certainly enjoyable for what it is, and I think for as holiday specials go, above average.
I think I liked it more than these guys. I was laughing at the jokes. I just love Drax, and I like Mantis, and it just so happens that those are the two characters they selected to go on this adventure, and they were as outrageous and funny as I thought they would be, and so I really liked it. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 and a recommendation to watch it with your kids. It is one of those types of things. It's a family thing that you can put on over Thanksgiving because I think it comes out tomorrow. Comes out soon before Christmas, obviously. So something that you could throw on and everybody can kind of enjoy. I think the humor in certain parts is wide enough to where even grandma and fucking aunts that nobody's gonna find it offensive or anything. So just a good Christmas special, and do stay after the credits. There's something after the credits, and we'll talk about some spoilers here. So go check it out. So if you want to watch it first, stop right here because we're about to talk spoilers. Hey guys, welcome to the spoiler section. So, Joe, what is this amazing gift that they are giving Peter to cheer him up?
Best dance in the world, Kevin Bacon.
Right. So it's the meme answers. Like, if Kevin Bacon is related to everything, Kevin Bacon this, Kevin Bacon that, and they get actual Kevin Bacon. We didn't want to ruin it. He saved the town by dancing. They even talked about fucking the time he beat up Jason Voorhees. That was cool. And then they even mentioned Batman, DC, and Marvel, and they said Bruce Wayne, and who's like, who is that? So obviously Drax has no idea of Batman's secret identity, which he shouldn't, or whether that even exists in the Marvel universe, which we already know that Superman does exist, at least in comic book form, and we know that from the Spider-Man films. Anyways, that's my DC bit. So yeah, it was just really funny, and so they. I like how Groot is. Groot is continuing to grow. Up from being a little baby Groot to now he's a buff ass teenager. He's probably lifting them weights and shit. And he loves this opening song, right? And he is just rocking out in the background. I love watching his dance moves there. But it kind of starts. Before we get to this opening song with the credits, it starts with a cartoon. I like this old school style cartoon stuff. I think they're kind of playing off of the Star Wars Christmas special where Boba Fett was first introduced, the cartoon character. It's that kind of style. And the boys are making a tree, Peter and I can't remember this other guy's name that takes over the fucking
Sean Gunn. I don't know.
Sean Gunn. And they're setting up decorations on a tree. Yondu comes in. What the hell is this, boys? Out here in the Ravengers, you fucking shit. And he kicks it over and shit. He's just being crabby, right? And he ruined Christmas. And so that was the story that they were told. And, Mantis and Drax are like, well, we don't want Christmas to be ruined. But Drax is laughing his ass off at the story. He's like, my favorite part is when he kicked the tree. That's my favorite part too. We get a cameo. Now we saw they did adopt Cosmo, so Cosmo's in the team. And Cosmo's voice, I was like, I didn't expect it. I thought Cosmo is a boy, and it seems like it's a girl. It's a girl, and then there's a little Russian accent there. But it's a robot voice, so maybe it was programmed. It doesn't really mean it's boy or girl. I don't know what Cosmo is, but it sounds here that Cosmo's a girl. And Cosmo is hanging out with Raccoon, the two animals, and they're like, building stuff. And, Cosmo has the power of telekinesis, and Raccoon breaks it. And cool effects, CGI, just cute dog. Love it. Love the animals. They're at nowhere, by the way. If you don't know where is the location, and I'm sure me and Joe know nowhere from Marvel Snap. Alex, you should try Marvel Snap. It's good. And I was like, oh, I know nowhere. Anyways, Mantis shares with Drax this secret, and he's like, yeah, you ate all the nuts in the fucking commissary or whatever. He's like, no, that she is potentially Peter's sister, the connection with Ego and your father. And this was really not really explored. And so they explore it here. And she wants to be the one to give Peter the Christmas gift and to take initiative on it because he's his sister. So they come up with this idea. What's Peter's favorite thing? And apparently, he's been talking about Kevin Bacon a lot. And so they're, let's go get him Kevin Bacon. So they fly all the way to Earth. Forget to put up the
cloaking device
so that people see them. But, this is humans we already know in the MCU are clearly used to this kind of shit, right?
That's what I would think.
Yeah.
Because there's a massive
they
guy
no one
in the
acknowledges
ocean.
anything that's ever happened. And, yeah.
So they go to the Hollywood stars where you got the Hollywood Theater, and they see all these cosplayers, and she thinks it's
Captain America.
and he just runs, and they're making money from the pictures. He sees like a transformer or something. Drax tries to beat him up because
GoBot.
it was a GoBot.
Yeah, he's like, my brother was killed by a GoBot.
By a GoBot. And so they just hijinks ensue, right? The fish out of water stuff that we like. So they go to a bar, they fucking drink and dance, and it's just funny. And I think Drax gets hit on maybe, but
Like dancing.
but it's not like that. It's just that everybody's partying and shit, and so they're just having a good time. And they're drunk as fuck, and they're laying on the street, and they're like, fuck, we'll never find Kevin Bacon. And just out of the store, you see this lady selling star maps, and she's like, here, take a star map. But they ran out of money. But Mantis is perfect for this because she could just make
Give it to me
humans
for free.
do whatever.
Give me all your money.
It's funny.
She robbed someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like, and then they managed to go to Kevin Bacon's house. They ring his doorbell. By the way, don't fucking do this. Okay. I was thinking to myself, God, that fucking poor Kevin Bacon. People are gonna probably do this to him after the fucking thing. Anyways, he's at home relaxing. He's got Christmas gifts. He's ready to spend it with family. And Mantis and Drax show up on the video call, and he's like, nah, I can't help you guys. And so Drax picks up Mantis and throws her over while she's still talking. And I thought that was funny. Just, why did you do that? And she talks like a little kid. But, and then he just jumps over it. And then they are amazed by the decorations. They just like, I want this funny man. And Drax takes this elf blow up, and she takes a candy cane. She says, don't just take stuff. But then she starts taking stuff. And then they ring his doorbell, and he's like, I'm gonna call the police, and Drax just breaks through the glass, and then Kevin runs, and then you get this. I mean, Mantis is legitimately scary when she's chasing, and because she's like a bug or something,
It's crawling all over the walls and pillars. It's like, that is scary as fuck.
when she's chasing you. Yeah. Not to mention this huge fucking colossal warrior that can break your bones with his finger. Anyways, so he runs. He had called the police, so 3 cop cars show up, and one of the best scenes in this little special is they're like, stop, he's like, they're trying to kidnap me, and, these police officers, just as they approach, they just open fire. And which is what cops do, just open fire. And then Drax was like, he's like tickling. Obviously, Drax is bulletproof, and apparently bullets tickle him. And so he's having a good time as the bullets tickle him. And Mantis does all of her cool fighting moves while also sleep, knocking all the cops out. She doesn't want to kill anybody. And Drax is just having fun. Another cop car rolls up. He just flips it, laughing his head off. It's just like, stop, you can't kill them. And then she checks on the cops. They're okay. She's like, sorry about my friend. By the way, does this candy cane look like a person? See, that joke didn't work for me. But, so there's some that work, some that don't work, right? That was one that didn't work. So what else?
After that, they put Kevin Bacon to sleep and then
That's
take
right.
him.
Yeah,
Telekinesis,
And then
or
that's when-
not kinesis, a trance.
Trance.
Because you will love to come with us. So Kevin is having. So he goes from being terrified to having a good time.
They talk to him
Before they
about
leave,
the-
they go buy a ton of Christmas
I
presents.
think they didn't buy it. They,
They
stole
would have
it.
sold.
They stole
That's
everything.
true. Stole everything. And they go there with a ship ton of lights and presents and stuff. And on the way there, they end up realizing that he's
An actor. Blah. We hate actors.
fucking hate actors. They pretend. It's funny because they're actors. Anyways.
Very funny.
They make him pretend that he is a real hero, so she puts him in another trance that he actually did all those things. Doesn't actually come into play later on. I was hoping that he would, like, I don't know, start doing his footloose or start that he is actually that, but, you know, I think it's because Peter immediately gets him out of the trance. Anyways, they show Peter. He's kind of, you know, not too happy. Looks up and Groot's staring at him. And Groot just runs away. Obvious. It's just funny. And they make him come outside. They do the Christmas light reveal. I'm like, oh, Griswold
snowing.
Christmas. And then she cues the snow. And then he's he's a little boy again. And then that's when Groot rolls out a present. And he's like, oh, guys, you know, what did you give me? And then he notices that the box is all moving. He's like, his smile goes from, uh-oh. And it's Kevin Bacon as he opens it. And he's like, human trafficking? What the hell did you guys do? He's like, immediately get him out of the trance. Of course, Kevin freaks out. He's in a different fucking planet, seeing all these aliens and stuff. And he leaves with Sean Gunn. But Sean Gunn is, you know, is down to earth. He's probably the most down to earth one of them. And other than Peter, who's a little, you know, can be a little abrasive sometimes, but he's explaining it that it's like, hey, they just wanted to do something nice for their friend. And Kevin kind of gets convinced in that moment to stay. Calls up his wife. Yes, on the cell phone. He does have reception galaxies away because the satellites, he can get 400 something light years reception, which is fine. Whatever, it's fantasy. Anyway, so he decides to stay. Then he goes back. I didn't know this. Did you know this? Kevin Bacon can sing. I never knew that. So if you're gonna get Kevin Bacon, I guarantee you Kevin Bacon's like, all right, I'll do it, but I gotta sing. I want to get my band in here. I don't know if that's his band and makeup because this band was in the opening credits with this funny song. By the way, I forgot to mention that. I really like that song because they misunderstand Santa Claus, thinking he's like a murderer and a kidnapper.
Sneaks in and like what is it, lockpicks?
Yeah,
People's
he'll
houses.
shoot missiles at your toes.
Missiles at your toes, and then roast your chestnuts and shit. And this is funny. Anyways, so yeah, he's singing All I Want Is You for Christmas is the song he's singing while we're having different
Well, no, Mariah Carey will sue the shit out of you because that's her song.
Right.
You Are All I Want for Christmas because it's different because it's not the same. It's not the same thing.
Legally distinct.
Yeah, it's very
Kevin
different.
Bacon's
It's a very
version.
different song.
Yeah. So while the song is playing, they get presents. So what are the presents, Joe? I got them written down. I just want to see if you remember. First present.
First present was it Groot's stuff?
Peter. Peter gives to Groot.
Groot the Game Boy.
Hey,
Gives him the
Game Boy Classic. Perfect, because
Yeah.
Groot is adolescent now, teenager.
But I thought he already had one.
He did. Well, he didn't have a
It's
Game
a
Boy. It was a
classic.
different one. Yeah.
It was a
Oh,
different
okay.
thing. Yeah. All right. And so now he's going to play Pokemon and click with the fucking links like we used to do
That's when we could Gengar, man.
before school.
With the
and-
magnifying glass,
with
the
the
light, and then the extended battery.
Yep.
Yeah, that's that shit was
The thing was
crazy.
fucking huge.
Yeah. And then what was the next gift? Alex, do you know?
Was
No,
it
who's it
Cosmo?
to?
Nebula. Nebula gives Raccoon.
Oh, the arm.
I didn't know whose arm this was. Was that the
Winter-
Destroyer's arm?
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's Winter
He's
Soldier's
Like, he's like,
arm.
how much for the arm? He's like, and he's weird. He's like, I'm gonna get that arm. So
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Nebula got the arm for him. Okay, and then Cosmo gives Sean Gunn a
Dead rat.
dead rat, and he's like, "Ooh." but he
it's
appreciates the
gross.
sentiment. Nebula then dances like she is dangerous. I don't know. Everything Nebula does has to be like evil. So she
Look
dances.
like she's short circuit or
like
something.
evil. And then Mantis gives Drax
The elf.
Hey, the funny
inflatable
elf.
The funny man.
Funny elf man, and he is excited as fuck because as they were chasing Kevin Bacon, he stops because he wants to go back to get the elf, and Mantis is like, "Well, you that was your responsibility. I was responsible. I get my candy cane because I held on to it." And then finally, Groot gives everybody presents. Groot gives everyone's moments from the special that he couldn't have possibly have known.
And it just happened when he opened it.
Yeah.
It's like a little.
So Groot apparently is omnipotent, or we're breaking the fourth wall here, and he's giving everybody the gifts from the set. Anyways, so the song ends. Kevin Bacon's done, and meanwhile, Peter asks Mantis why she did all this and it was amazing. Why'd you go through all that trouble? And she's like, well, Yondu ruined Christmas. And he's like, oh, who told you that? And so he didn't know the rest of the story. So we go back to the cartoon, and it turns out that he's got a heart of gold, man. He goes back, he sees the present that Peter had given him. It warms his heart, and he gives Peter a gift. His fucking legendary Star-Lord pistols. So that's how Star-Lord got his pistols. And, yeah. And then Mantis tells Peter, after he tells her that she's his sister. And then he's like, that's the greatest present I could ever get. So now he's got the family, and that's nice. And there you go. So it's everything it needed to be: funny, whimsical, musical, touching, Christmassy, plenty of lights. Boy, they buy that whole store's inventory of lights and put them all up in nowhere. And then the after credit scene is Groot. I guess because he's a plant.
It's a tree.
He's the Christmas tree, but he can't hold the pose for too long. And it was Cosmo and Raccoon decorating him. It was like, and Raccoon's like, well, now you ruined Christmas. Now we have to have another special. Now, I don't know if they'll do that, right? Because Drax is all right. The actor, Dave Bautista's like, I think I'm done playing Drax. And I don't know how many years they can keep it going. I would like to see another Christmas special. If it was as funny as this, I'd like to see it. However, I think it might be interesting to see it with a different cast. You have so many Marvel characters now that it's getting hard to try to even put them into Avengers films because there's so many. Maybe we could take some of those and give them a Christmas special.
Iron Fist?
A different. Maybe not Danny. Maybe
the
not
Defenders.
Danny.
The Defenders Christmas special. Yeah,
I'm down with everybody. Maybe not
Danny.
Danny. I'll do Daredevil. Jessica, she's cool. And great in Marvel Snap. Anyways, all right, that's it, guys. So the Christmas special, we thought it was fun. Check it out. Tell us if you liked it or not, and we will see you guys on the next Angry Joe show. Bye, guys.